Howdy y'all, my name is ChucklesTC and welcome back to my Monoposto INDYCAR season, where today we're going to be racing in the United Kingdom. But first, let's do a spotter's guide. So I guess we're going to start with Andretti, because that's what's... we'll start with Ganassi like usual, yeah. So here you see a brand new livery for Scott Dixon, the Coke Zero Sugar car. There you see a White Fox sponsorship and Budweiser on his car. Open AI, everything cool. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with the design. I understand that Coke Zero Sugar is now a red can with black text. I always thought the black cans and black design looked cooler. Alright. And then Polo is rocking the Solo Cup car. Andretti is still the Pepsi. And then Willpower is in the Busch Light Apple car once again. This time with the blue. For Dale Coyne Racing, we have the Rockstar Energy. And I cannot remember if this was ready last week in full, at least. In the Mountain Dew car. I really do like the design of this. For Ramon Grosjean. Over at Meyershank Racing, still rocking the Liquid Death Black. But for Field Rosenquist, we have... Ooh, whoa, wrong driver. Marcus Armstrong is rocking the Wendy's and Acura car. I understand Wendy's color, one of Wendy's colors is not pink, but I think, or every time I think of Meyershank Racing, I think of pink, and I thought it was a cool excuse to use pink on a car. Then we go over to Rahal, where they're still rocking the Meyer and the whatever brand that is. Foyt, still the Bass Pro Shop homes for our troops, and the Combatrons. ECR still in the Dollar General and Direct Supply car. Hunko still with Agape. And Oscar Mayer. Arrow McLaren rocking the Black Arrow car. And the Velo. This car, in real life, won with the custom Velo paint on the bottom. I did it a little different, where I removed most of the black from the car other than that little bit right there on the halo. And then I used purple for one of their flavors, the wild berry flavor. So you'll see a trend of me doing this for some. You'll also see the yellow and blue make an appearance on the side pod with the black, just for a Velo branded car. But I think it looks pretty cool. Then Penske with the green Menards car. And Scott McLaughlin rocking a Dex imaging car. This one posted on the Discord. The Monster Jam car for Giant Ramble. And the Coors Light car. Then Prima's rocking the regular Prima 83 and Kalamila in the Krispy Kreme car. So that's going to be all. Now let's go and look at the championship standings. Scott McLaughlin leads, Will Power, 131 points to 112, and then Pato Award in third, Polo fourth, Ferrucci fifth. Let's head on to qualifying here for the United Kingdom. In round 11. So we see Mick Schumacher being the first out of pits on what is a fairly simple track. I mean, it's a track that has been around forever. We know it. So I don't expect any issues really. But you see, I do sort of have this trend. Whoa, what a cutoff there. So that the two McLarens exited together, it appears. And so did the two Ganassi's. Dixon's in front of Pillow, and then Colette has a lot of open track ahead of him before you get to Jimmy Johnson, who's right behind Mick Schumacher. But once again, traffic will be will play a role here in qualifying. Schumacher has started his first hot lap. And we'll have to wait and see if we get drama like what we had from the Indy Next qualifying, where we had over half the field not set a qualifying lap due to track limits. Dixon has started his hot lap now. Ugh, apologize. But we expect big performance out of teams like Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. Maybe Colette, where we saw in real life he qualified really good. Sir Scott Dixon has set the fastest Sector 1, though. But my one to watch down in the pack, maybe not for the race, but for qualifying, is going to be Graham Rahal. We know what kind of speed racing at the Indy Road Course gives that team, and this is the equivalent to that. Now, for the 500, I will be concerned. Monaco, yes, I'm concerned for that race for them. But aside from that, feeling they'll look pretty speedy. 1 minute 21, we'll have to wait and see the next time will be. But like I said, Graham Rahal sets a fast Sector 1. Schumacher looks pretty speedy as Jimmy Johnson's over a second slower. Colette will be the next to set at lap time. And he's also fairly slow. Dixon sets the fastest Sector 3, and he's slower than Mick Schumacher. Pillow, slower as well. Ferrucci goes P4. Schumacher still holds on to that top spot. So we'll look at Graham Rahal now finishing up his run. And he'll shoot to the top of the leaderboard, a huge lap. 1 minute 21.055. Like I said, that RLL team has power here. I don't think they have the pace in the race or the skill in the race to hold on to 1-2, but they clearly have the pace in qualifying to have it for now. As there you see pit stops start to get underway. Let's go through the top 10 for now, or we'll go through actually once all these laps are completed. See where Arenas v. Cable stack up. Then we'll go through the Fast 12 per se. Rahal first after the first laps. Schumacher second. Dixon third. McLaughlin fourth. Power fifth. Kirkwood sixth. Malukas 7th. Felix Rosenquist, 8th. Alex Palou, 9th. Santino Ferrucci, 10th. Rossi, 11th, and Rasmussen, 12th after the first stints. The winner in real life, Lundgaard down in 15th, Pato 13th, VK in 14th. Rob, decent performance in qualifying, being in 16th. Very interested to see how everything here will play out. Grosjean, who's performed very well for this team at this circuit, in 20th. So now as we have outlaps starting back up again, gonna be interested to see who can make it work. A real lack of performance on the qualifying front for Marcus Armstrong, who is supposed to be the better driver than Rosenquist. But Schumacher has started his second flying lap, and the whole field will not get them. You're not guaranteed a second lap. Some drivers will be able to earn it. Dixon's going to cut it close on this outlap. Driver like Lundgaard, he's done. Pato may just cut it close. Looks like Dixon will make it. I'd really say who's back in that blue. Who do I have as blue? It's not Rahal. Who could it be? Oh, Penske. That's rough. Driver like VK2 not being able to make it. We'll have a couple drivers get final laps. Graham Rahal, if someone out there right now can beat his lap time, he will not have the option to go faster. Sir Scott Dixon on the charge. Palou's on the charge. Pato's on the charge. Collette and Jimmy Johnson all on the charge to knock him off. We're going to see Jimmy Johnson come through first to set his final lap time. He'll improve to 16th. Dixon comes through now. He will not improve. Will Pato improve? Pato goes to, he went to 5th, but Palou goes up to 4th. Collette looking to improve at all on his previous lap time. Qualifying is ended. Collette will not improve. Here is the results from qualifying in the United Kingdom. Graham Rahal qualifies on pole P1 with 1 minute 21.055 second lap, followed by his teammate Mick Schumacher, then Scott Dixon, Alex Palou, Scott McLaughlin, Pato Award, Will Power, Kyle Kirkwood, David Malukas, Felix Rosenquist, Santino Ferrucci, Alexander Rossi, Christian Rasmussen, Rinus VK, Christian Lundgaard, Jimmy Johnson, Stingray Robb, Marcus Armstrong, Kyle Collette, Jack Harvey, Romain Grosjean, Callum Ilott, Robert Schwartzman, and Dennis Hauger. Now on to the race. All right, now loaded in here for the race. I just went through that order, so we do not need to go through it again. We're going to send Schwartzman out there on medium tires. Oh, not the button I wanted to press. So I'm going to do this. Maybe I can see a little bit better. As we head now, the lights are out. Who will get it into turn 1? We see Scott Dixon making the move. Whoa. Already on the rear of Graham Rahal. See if Graham can hold on to it. Schumacher's already fallen back. Now, Palou giving him some trouble. But Schumacher will have to take the outside lane. But he may be able to hold on to it here on the inside. As Graham holds on to the lead. Palou has gotten past Mick Schumacher. Now Palou and Dixon will have to battle it out. Maluka's trying to get past McLaughlin. As we head onto the back straightaway. Graham Rahal stretched out a 1-second lead over Sir Scott Dixon. Dennis Hauger has now caused a collision. And Rahal will lead by 1.5 seconds. At 1 point now drops down below a second again. In the Indy Next race, we saw a first-time winner in Nathan Nicholson. Running for their first win inside the top 10 today, or right now, are Mick Schumacher, David Malukas, Santino Ferrucci. Those three are the only ones inside the top 10 who have not won a race. And then for the next person who has not won a race, we'd have to go all the way back to P15 for Jimmy Johnson. But Graham Rahal's on a huge dry spell. That'll be the first win for Rahal Edmund Lanigan this year and in multiple years, since Lundgaard won for them in Canada years ago. We see Will Power trying to make a move onto Ferrucci. And Armstrong trying to work his way up. Scott Dixon sets the fastest lap of the race, but he is still a decent way behind Graham Rahal. But this is not a short race like the Indy Next race was. This is top 5 laps. This is 13 laps. There will be pit stops, likely this time by. Let's take a look at someone with those soft tires and try to see how they're looking. Now I finally got an onboard view and I lost it. Okay, they're definitely starting to wear. David Malukas has caused a collision. He'll receive a 5-second penalty. Lundgaard now on the back of Jimmy Johnson. Kirkwood and Power now going at it. Power on the better tires for the situation, you'd think. That Kirkwood's have to be getting pretty worn. It's down to a 0.5 second gap between Rahal and Dixon. Down the front straightaway. Dixon may be able to make it past him this time by, as Rosenquist is the first to dip in, followed by VK. Grosjean and Harvey. 4 cars pitting this time by. Will Powers caused a collision. Oh, virtual safety car. As Mick Schumacher was taken out. by the hands of willpower. That helps all these drivers in the rear, Rosenquist, VK, Grosjean, and Harvey, having that safety car right after they pit. Granted, it's only a virtual safety car, but they're sort of able to keep their distance from the field. The field slowed down while they were in the pits. So they're able to catch up, and you see the rear of them already catching up to the back of the field. But Rahal able to make that a couple second gap. Palou with a huge gap now over Pato. So it seems to be a 3-horse race with Rahal hanging in there. A disappointing retirement, though, for the rookie Mick Schumacher. Ooh, as Dixon will get around Graham Rahal. The tires are spent. Rahal has to pit this time by. And he will. Rahal pits from second. Ooh, Ilott has caused a collision. And he pushes the teammates push each other off. I believe. Ilott going into the pits. Yeah, his wing's broken. Okay, so a whole field of cars pit. Rosenquist and VK run 9-10. Seal flag in sector 1. And they are the farthest up of the cars that pitted. Or no, Graham Rahal's in 5th, pitting from 2nd. And then Rosenquist and VK running nose to tail. Then Ferrucci's down in 12th. In 14th, we have Rossi, who pit this time by, Lundgaard, Malukas, Power, Johnson, Armstrong, Stingray Robb, Dennis Hauger, and Cal Ilott all pit this time by. Dixon and Palou and Pato, their time is coming up shortly. So we have Fro trying to get past Colette, which means VK will be trying to set up a move and stick with the Meyer-Shank driver as close as possible. There you see Pato and McLaughlin and Rasmussen and Kirkwood all pit. That'll bump Rosenquist and VK up into the top 5. Almost 10 seconds behind Graham Rahal. It's 10 seconds behind the leaders. But they are both losing so much time on Rahal. Ferrucci trying to pass Jack Harvey to get into the top 10. Rossi sets the fastest sector 1 of the race. And Palou and Dixon are the only two that have not pit. Dixon controls it. If he can stay ahead of Palou and he has a 2-second gap, Dixon could come in, he could pit. Palou may have to stay out another lap. Rahal has closed that to a 4-second gap, 3-second gap. Scott McLaughlin sets the fastest sector 1. Palou stays out. Or not VK. Dixon does not. Dixon will pit. Where will he drop to? He puts on another set of... Or no, he puts on a fresh set of softs. But Pato's gotten past VK. Rosenquist and Pato will come out in front of Dixon. VK just behind him. Alex Palou, the only car yet to pit. and he's gotten passed by Graham Rahal. It may be over for Alex Palou, but he has made this into a one-stop race for him, if I'm not mistaken. Dixon appears to be going on a two-stopper. We do not know how long those hards will last, but I fear Rahal may have to make another pit stop. But clearly Pato and Dixon are trying to do something, but they are going to have to gain 10 seconds of time to catch up to him. Palou has lost four seconds of time on this lap. He is clearly coming in this time by. We'll look to see if this helps the Spaniard out. Pato says the fastest lap of the race. Ooh, Jimmy Johnson has caused a collision. It looks like we saw someone spinning there. Jack Harvey came into the pits, as well as Marcus Armstrong. And where did Palou cycle out? Palou dropped down to 11th. Terrible for him. Dixon got past Pato. McLaughlin now got past Rosenquist. It's VK hanging on to P6. Palou also the only one that went on medium tires, so clearly he's trying to go to the end. He thinks his tire will be perfect for it, but we did see him and Dixon start to lose time on that final lap. But Dixon's got it down to just 5 seconds, so he's gained a ton of time. Blistering pace out of the Coke Zero Sugar machine. Pato will pit for the second time on just 2-lap-old tires. And if he can rotate ahead of Palou, which he will not be able to, Pato goes for another set of reds. That'll be of softs. That'll be a 4-second or 4-lap stint. Yeah. Dixon will have to pit one more time. Rahal may not have to pit. Dixon's clearly slowed down on his gaining. McLaughlin on older tires than Dixon. Rosenquist and VK on 5-lap-old hards. Graham already starting to see striping on his tires. Who can make it last? Palou, the only driver I'm confident will not have to stop again. Dixon peels into the pits. Rahal, 5 laps on his tires. He stayed out. McLaughlin will pit. Rosenquist will stay out. VK pits. Lundgaard stays out. Palou, obviously, he will stay out. Dixon falls just down to P5, 17 seconds behind the leader. We're going to be watching his lap times compared to Rosenquist. Palou, Lundgaard, see what he can gain. VK fell down to P14. Lundgaard drops to Dixon. Dixon right behind Palou. I think Dixon will very easily make the move. And wow, what pace from the New Zealander, from the Kiwi. McLaughlin running in P10, the points leader. And Dixon needs to get past Rosenquist here to have open track, and he will. Dixon to P2, a 14-second gap. Is Rahal starts lap 11. McLaughlin just set the fastest sector 2 from down in P10. Rahal obviously stayed out. Dixon cuts it down to 11 seconds, 10 seconds, creating a 3-second bumper between him and third place. Rosenquist stayed out. He's committed to staying out for the rest. VK moved up to P11. There's he makes a pass on Kyle Kirkwood. Ooh, nearly contact there between Rossi and Kirkwood as Kirkwood dropping like a fly. Malukas on 6-lap-old tires. He's going to get passed here by VK, and I'm sure Power will in just a matter of time as well. Dixon on the charge, and I want to see what his battery percentage is and how much he is abusing it. I feel like he's not using it near enough. Ponto's gotten past Palou. I guess they're still battling as Rahal takes the 2 to go. And Dixon has cut it down to 7 seconds. It's a 5-second gap now. 4. Rahal clearly struggling. His tires must be like killing him right now, as Dixon will be able to just coast by him probably before he takes the white flag. BK up to P8, the points leader up to P5. Second in points. In 4th, Power, another dog in the fight, in 11th. Rahal, with 1 point to his name this season, tries to hold on for the victory. A podium surely in sight unless something drastic happens. But with how worn those tires are, I would not be surprised to see a blowout. And you have to think it is on the driver's mind. 2 seconds now, back to Dixon. 1.5. As Rahal makes the final turn and he heads to the white flag. White flag in the air. One more time around. So it is less than a second gap now to Dixon. Through the slow part of the track, it's down to half a second. 8 laps on the tires. Dixon 3. Hards versus softs. Primaries versus wheelie tires. Dixon making a dive. Side by side, Scott Dixon will get it done. The 6-time champ to the lead. And soon his tires hang on, Graham Rahal in for an easy podium finish. Palou fighting now with McLaughlin for the final podium spot. McLaughlin trying to make a move on 2-lap newer tires. He will get it done. VK a few seconds back from Pato. We may have a fight, but now as Dixon comes around the final corner, he will claim the race win here in the United Kingdom Indy GP. Rahal will come through to finish second, McLaughlin in third, Palou fourth, Pato should be able to hang on to fifth, and he will? Yes. Rossi in seventh as VK's in sixth, Lundgaard eighth, Rosenquist ninth, and Ferrucci in 10th. Power 11th, Kirkwood 12th, Rasmussen 13th, Malukas 14th, Schwartzman 15th, Robb 16th, Klett 17th, Johnson 18th, Hauger 19th, Ilott 20th, Harvey 21st, Armstrong 22nd, and Grosjean last, 23rd of the running cars. And Mick Schumacher, the only DNF. So here's another look at your podium. In third place, racing for Team Penske, Scott McLaughlin from New Zealand. In second place, racing for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, Graham Rahal from the United States of America. And in first place, your race winner from New Zealand, the Chip Ganassi Racing driver, Scott Dixon. As there you see him, and there you see another look at the finishing order. As Scott McLaughlin will stretch his points lead over Will Power. Will Power was second, not award. That was my mistake. But Scott Dixon jumps up into eighth. Could this be the start of a roll for Scott Dixon here in the month of May? Will Scott McLaughlin start to finally have momentum build up? Heading into today, Graham Rahal was in 23rd in points. Now he is up into 15th. So we take a look at Constructors' Championship, and Andretti Global trails Team Penske by 13 points. Yeah, and there you see for Rahal, that was only his second points finish of the season. And for Dixon, that was his third points finish of the season. All three have been podiums. 2 firsts and a second. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and come back next episode for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Thank you all and goodbye.